Saving lives, preventing disease, and reversing disease. You are listening to Dr. Richardson On Call, brought to you in part by the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, William Richardson, MD.
This program is not being used to make diagnosis, administer treatment, prescribe medications, or order tests. The information contained is provided as an educational service. This program is not a replacement for the relationship you have with your healthcare provider. If you have concerns about your health, please contact your healthcare provider's office immediately.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson On Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Hi, good evening. I'm Dr. William Richardson, and I'm again inspired and honored to be your host on our Preventive Holistic Medicine program on WCLK's Community Forum. Each month throughout the year of 1998, we have been on WCLK every first and third Wednesday, and we air from 6 to 7 p.m. We take in-depth and stimulating looks at the major health issues facing our community today. We have discussed and will continue to discuss the truth, revealing up-to-date, compelling facts, figures, and statistics about many topics from mainstream medicine to holistic healthcare. Most importantly, we offer extensive recommendations on quality medical care, disease prevention and treatment, nutrition, diet, vitamins and minerals, cleansing and detoxification, immune system enhancement, herbs, lifestyle, internal and external exercises, and natural alternatives and complementary therapies. Yes, on this show we encourage and really we demand your participation because this is your show. This is your health forum. So we require and appreciate your important input. Ask your questions, give your valuable commentaries on the major health and medical challenges facing our community today. Again, I'm your host, Dr. William Richardson, a board-certified medical doctor with over 16 years of experience in general, internal, preventive, family, nutritional medicine, and my role on this show is to facilitate our listeners in the how and why of making intelligent health choices in medical care, nutrition, diet, natural alternatives, vitamins, herbs, exercise, etc. Also, as always, I'm joined today in the studio by my brother, John Richardson, who's the writer, researcher, and producer for the show, of whom I owe many thanks. Thank you, John.
And thank you, brother Dr. William Richardson. And welcome out there in Radioland, as I too, John Richardson. I'm also honored, inspired, and highly motivated to assist Dr. Richardson in expounding the benefits of holistic preventive medicine, healthy lifestyles, diet, nutrition, stress management, as well as complementary and alternative therapeutics. And we invite you to join us on our next show, Wednesday, August 19th at 6 p.m., where we will be discussing life extension techniques. That is, how to add life to your years and years to your life. In other words, we will discuss improving the quality of your life as well as increasing the quantity of your life. Why do people age? What does aging really mean? What responsibility do you have for your own lifespan and quality of life as an elder? Why do people develop chronic degenerative diseases, cardiovascular disease, cancer, arthritis, all this type of thing? And what role does the chronic disease have in aging? How can we prevent the basic cause of chronic disease that tends to strike as we get older by controlling and or minimizing the so-called free radical damage? Are there really good alternatives to drugs? Answer, yes, many times. Is it really necessary when we get older that we be on 5 to 6 different medications and have several major surgeries? Really now, cardiovascular disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, senility, arthritis, osteoporosis, inactivity, etc., and so on. Was this really God's plan for us as we age? We should know that this is only modern man's plan because we are getting too far away from natural nature's laws. We will discuss major life extenders such as fasting, DHEA, melatonin, juicing, cleansing and detoxification of the liver and colon especially, chelation therapy, vitamins, minerals, herbals, enzymes that are anti-aging, smart drugs that are relatively safe, the role, importance, and necessity of internal and external exercise that is anti-aging, and many other life extenders. And as usual, we will examine anti-aging techniques from every angle. Again, for the purpose of adding life to your years and adding years to your life. You should join us next exciting show where we will explore life extension techniques into the 21st century and beyond, Wednesday, August 19th at 6 p.m. See you then.
Indeed, that's going to be great. Now, I would like to quickly move on to our topic for today, and that is food combining and body clock mechanics. Let me first take a moment to tell you that digestive disorders are the #1 medical complaint in America today. And you can see it by all the advertisements, and we're going to tell you about that. Virtually all Americans have so-called, quote, digestive disorders of some sort, including gas, bloating, heartburn, gastric reflux, where the acid from the stomach backflows into the esophagus, resulting in burning because the esophagus was not designed for acids from the stomach. Nausea, acid stomach in general, constipation, which is the #1 digestive problem, and 80% of all Americans are constipated, and this probably causes 80% of all disease. Diarrhea, cramps, and yes, candida, so-called food allergies, obesity, etc. And then many times a very serious indirect connection exists between digestive disorders being a fundamental root cause of fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome, insomnia, nervousness, moodiness, irritability, and nutritional deficiencies. Again, my friends, you must realize that the #1 medical complaint in America today is digestive disorders. And let me tell you here now that proper food combining and body clock mechanics is the #1 solution.
That's right.
Finally, we have the even more serious chronic digestive disorders such as gastritis, inflammation of the stomach, ulcers or peptic ulcer disease, irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, colitis, Crohn's, and ultimately possibly cancer, which can occur anywhere along the gastrointestinal tract for various reasons. These are intimately connected to proper food combining and body clock mechanics, and of course proper eating in general. The fact is that almost all Americans experience universal indigestion as being normal, expected, unavoidable. It's almost as if here in America we have been put under a mass hypnotism while we're experiencing digestive disorders as a custom, a tradition, a part of our culture, and therefore it must be good, accepted, and somehow ordained by God. Well, I'm here to tell you that mankind has never in all of history adopted and continued a more harmful custom than accepting digestive disorders as the norm. Again, the simple solution, my friends, is proper food combining and body clock mechanics. Yes, of course, digestive disorders are another multi-billion-dollar industry in America. Think about it. Just walk into the local drugstore or grocery store and you see antacids, anti-gas, anti-spasmodic, antibacterials, anti-inflammatories, anti-diarrheals, and many other multitude of assorted suppressive symptom drug therapies, not to mention the myriad of medical tests, procedures, and surgeries that are costing me and you billions and billions and billions of dollars per year. Please, I encourage us to wake up, America, and simply notice how we are being manipulated by the thousands and thousands and thousands, maybe millions, of irrational TV, radio, billboard, mail order, and print media advertisements urging us to eat, and eat all the time, anytime. Eat as much as possible, eat any time of day or night. And then I want you also to notice the more irrational advertisements telling us what drugs to buy and buy that will best suppress the symptoms caused by the eat mentality propagated by advertisements aforementioned. Again, my friends, the simple, most effective solution is food combining and body clock mechanics. Now, to the solution of food combining and body clock mechanics. Food combining is a sensible and logical way to eat your food so that everything you eat stands the best chance of digesting. Its purpose is to make digestion easier, less complicated, and more efficient, even in the presence of some so-called digestive problems. It's important to realize that we derive no food value from undigested food. Food not digestive then rots. It's turned into alcohol and poisons, leaving the stomach and digestive tract with a real mess to contend with. As a result, it becomes the seed to the big cause of most all disease, which is internal poisoning. In other words, you can eat the fruit of the gods, and it won't be worth a hoot if you do not food combine properly and follow the 7 proper food combining rules, which we will be discussing. I wish to tell you that the key to good digestive health and nutrition is proper food combining, eating simply and eating the right food at the right time. Basically, foods fall into categories of proteins, starches, fats, non-starchy vegetables, acid fruits, subfruits, sweet fruits, and melons. Let's go backwards. Melons, sweet fruits, subacid fruits, and acid fruits. So you have 4 categories of fruits. Then you have non-starchy vegetables, you have fats, and you have starches and proteins. Our digestive tract specifically handles each class of food in a particular way that can be most effectively and efficiently absorbed and utilized by the body. Importantly, certain enzymes are emitted or produced by the digestive tract, which act as catalysts to break down the proteins like pepsin, carbohydrates, ptyalin, and fats, lipase. What I've listed are certain enzymes. In addition, the gastric juices that are secreted from the stomach ranges all the way from neutral to strongly acid depending on the class of food eaten. For example, proteins digest only in an acid stomach juice when the enzyme pepsin is present, like in lions' stomachs especially. They're very acid. While starches digest only in a neutral stomach juice and when the enzymes ptyalin, P-T-Y-A-L-I-N, ptyalin is present. Fruits, however, require very little digestive effort and therefore transit time through the system is quick if eaten alone, which is when they should be eaten. This is, by the way, why fruits are the key to bowel regularity and not laxatives. Okay? We should understand that certain food combinations really do cause many, many digestive problems. Remember, our ancient ancestors ate much more simply than we do. Also, if we use nature as a model, have you ever seen an animal eat a 9-course meal with dessert? The answer is no. Animals normally eat one food at a time. Animals eat very simply and do very little food combining and cooking for that matter. And we must also realize that our ancient ancestors and primitive man had no such great variety of foods at one meal and had no digestive problems. While it is impossible in this limited time to examine all important food combining, here are examples of eating rules that will greatly improve our digestion.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. So we just want to capsulize this and then move into some of the food combining rules. And then we have a special guest that we're going to introduce, and then we're going to have a discussion and open up phone lines. But what we're talking about is this food combining and body clock mechanics. And is understanding that the number one medical complaint in the United States is digestive problems, digestive complaints.
That's right.
And I mean, there's a myriad of them. And then when you go into the drugstore, that's probably a piece of the lion's share of the drugs that are available for the stomach, gastrointestinal tract, diarrhea, bloating, gas, you name it.
That's right.
And then also, I mean, there's some natural remedies for the same thing in terms of herbs and that. But the issue with that is, probably the herbs are easier on the system and better for you and have nutrition and all of that.
The herbs are used for cleansing and ease and digestion and whatnot. They're part of food. They're very
peppermint. Yeah, they are. Now, the deal that we want to impress here is that herbs or drugs or whatever, what we want to do is combine the foods so that we can have maximum digestive, get the assimilation and metabolism from our food and the energy, and not get intestinal toxemia and all of that. So we're not dependent on anything in particular. But perhaps if we do need something, we would go for the herbal first, and then if we did need some drugs,
that's right.
we could grab
If
that.
you food combine properly and all that, then you will use the herbs and not so much the drug.
That's right.
And you'll decrease the chances of a lot of problems.
That's right.
I remember a lady came to me when I was in the clinic, and she had certain problems. And I ordered tests, and at the same time, instead of waiting until the tests came back, and this is when I was a young doctor, and basically what I told her was basic food combining, basic changing her diet to eat correctly. And when she came back, the tests were negative, but her problem was gone.
Right.
And that's
She felt
important.
better.
That's
Hey,
right.
Dr. Richardson, let's move into some of these. I'm going to take the second one. You go ahead and take the first one.
The first one, the first food combining rule. And how many are there? There's about
I think
8.
it's 7 or 8, something like that.
Okay. Proteins do not combine with starches. This rule heads the list as being the worst of disease-producing habits.
Yep.
If you know anything about the facts of digestion, you'll realize there's no way that this combination of proteins and starches will ever digest. Well, what about meat and potatoes, hamburgers, sub-sandwiches, meat pizzas, macaroni and cheese, and hot dogs and all? Take, for example, the hamburger. The meat is the protein and the bread is the starch. It takes a series of acid digestive juices to digest the protein and a series of alkaline juices to digest the starch. Remember, if you combine acid and alkaline, they neutralize each other, and that's what happens in the stomach. They neutralize themselves, and no digestion is the result. Then, as we have learned, when our food doesn't digest, it rots. John H. Tilden, M.D., used to say, nature never produced a sandwich. Exceptions are avocados combining with starches and starchy vegetables and grains, and also legumes combine fairly well with grains like beans and rice.
Now, basically this is real important. And now, what people want to realize now, you can eat proteins and starches together and you won't die. And you won't necessarily get sick right on the spot. In fact, you might not get sick at all. If you have a sensitive gastrointestinal tract, you probably will get sick, or you'll get some sort of a lot of people don't even know they're sick. They get some kind of symptoms or whatever and say, well, this is normal, whatever.
Normal, yeah.
Now, the issue that I want to point out is the inefficiency in that combination, in that a lot of people, after eating this food combination, get a drop in energy, and they get sleepy and lethargic. You eat your lunch and you're lethargic. You eat the proper food combinations, tight with these rules, you won't feel tired and sleepy after. And that's the difference. That's what people say, well, I don't get sick when I eat sandwiches and that. But, you're dropping energy level and the inefficiency in digestion, and you're not clear and all that type of issues. People are not even aware of that.
right.
They think that's normal.
Now, that's one food combining rule, and then you're going to go over the next.
Yeah, basically, I'm going to hit the one with fruits. Fruits are real important. We want to eat fruits in the morning, according to body clock mechanics,
right.
to basically encourage cleansing and detoxification.
That's right.
And fruits we eat as a fruit meal because fruit will digest and assimilate in minutes. That's right, minutes, where the other foods take hours, all
That's
right?
right.
Supplying the body with quick, nutritious sugars, acids, vitamins, and minerals that will quickly nourish the body. Eating other foods with fruit will cause fermentation, slow digestion, and slow elimination and cleansing effect of the fruit, thus completely erasing the enormous benefits of the fruit. So the basic rules is eat fruits alone, which would mean that you wouldn't combine fruits with starches, you wouldn't combine fruits with proteins, you wouldn't combine fruits with vegetables. You try any of this and you'll get sick. You'll get sick on this one. And then they say on melons, you want to eat those alone because it's a food unlike any other food. Right. And maybe a smaller one that some people break or whatever, but it's inefficient, is acid fruits like oranges and grapefruits with bananas, for example. That's going to create a little problem in the stomach.
Yeah, and the melons are very important to eat on an empty stomach.
Empty stomach.
Very important.
Okay.
You must and you can eat other fruit later after that. Another important issue is eating acids and starches in separate meals.
Yeah.
And that's like a raw potato and a raw tomato and a baked potato.
Oh, boy.
Don't combine
Oh,
because
don't do that.
that tomato's going to inhibit the enzyme that's going to break down the baked potato, or eating a raw lemon and bread. It doesn't even sound right.
It doesn't sound good. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
that-
and my brother and I are going to make a confession after these food combining rules.
Wait a minute, you gonna make it a
No,
confession?
we're
All right, look, we got one more here. A couple more. Eat only one concentrated protein or one concentrated starch per meal. By the way, proteins and vegetables go well together, and starches and vegetables go well together.
That's
But
right.
you try not to mix the protein and the starch together. But now this is even saying you don't want to, for example, eat a piece of fish if that's the kind of protein you're eating. And what's another protein? A soy patty or something. Those
Yeah.
two different proteins require different alterations in the stomach, and would be best eaten. Eat your soy burger or eat your piece of fish or whatever separately with the vegetables, and you'll get better efficiency.
Right. And there's different gradations of this.
There definitely
Yeah,
is.
I mean, today I had millet, corn, and
yeah.
potato.
Yeah.
Which, I tolerated
It's acceptable.
it, but
It's acceptable.
I didn't combine it with tofu.
Right.
Now the confessions that I was going to make, I don't know about my brother,
really, there you
is
go.
remember those late night, Saturday nights when we came in from parties when we, were in high school or college,
of course,
and then
remember
we
that.
would start with a sandwich. Then we would eat a piece of
Oh,
fruit.
Lord.
Then we would have a piece of pie.
Help me.
And then we wonder
Help
why
me.
we were like
Help
sick
me. Help
and
me.
holding our
How do we
stomach.
make it? Right.
Okay, so that was our confession. In other words, this is a learning process, but here you have the opportunity to avoid all
he's
that.
my big brother, so I just,
Follow-
was following him.
At that time.
See, it's his confession. I don't do that anymore. He probably still does that.
No,
you would probably still come in. What? Okay.
Definitely not.
All right, one more.
It's a
I
blessing
guess
to
we'll
know.
throw in before we introduce our guest. Is you want to be careful. You ever go to Smorgasburg and they have like 20,000 items on the table, and people fill up their plate with 20,000 items,
man, yeah,
and I'm
please.
like, you didn't. There was no. Should have had a rule up at the door. Please do not do this or whatever. And the rule is do not mix more than 4 to 6. So if you're eating fruits, don't eat 12 different fruits. It's hard on you. Just or if you're eating vegetables, you say, well, I'm eating vegetables. I'm being good or whatever. But some people are eating 15 different vegetables, and it's harder on the system. And it
If
says
they're
limited to
lucky-
4 to 6.
If they're lucky enough to do that, usually they
That's
have
true.
watermelon,
Now-
chicken,
now that's true.
baked potatoes,
Ice
all kinds
cream,
of- But you can
cake.
eat it all. All you have to do is stretch it out and make it a feast all day long. You start with your melon, then you talk. Then you eat other food, then you talk. And on and on.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
And I want to introduce our guest. Do we have another?
that body clock
Oh,
mechanic?
body cop mechanics. Very
Should
important.
we introduce our guest and then
Yeah, let's go.
pull that in after
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing? Yeah,
Okay. I want to introduce our guest who I met in Hawaii, of all places,
All right.
shaking his hand now.
All right.
It was a blessing to meet him and his lovely wife and his sister-in-law, who's getting married soon. Anyway, Carl Millender.
That's
Did I
correct.
say that correctly?
That's
Carl
correct.
Millender is a herbologist, an iridologist studying the iris of the eye, and a businessman in a very important part and upstanding part of our community. And I want to welcome you. You have 2 herb shops, one in Greenbrier,
Yes, right. Right next to Rich's Department Store.
right next to
Greenbrier
Rich's,
Mall.
and one on Ponce de Leon.
That's correct, in Midtown, right across the street from the
Well,
Kroger's.
congratulations. There should be a herb shop just like there's a drugstore in every corner, just like there's a Kentucky Fried on every corner. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
I want to know
It
how.
almost is.
Yeah.
Almost
Very
is.
well,
There's
BDO.
like
So many
88
herb shops.
locations in
How
town.
many?
88.
I was
in the
wondering
greater
what that number
Atlanta
But
was.
area.
that's not many for Metro Atlanta. Not really when you think of the drugstore.
Well, that's true.
Ooh,
Okay.
Lord, yeah.
No,
Probably 800.
Okay, and more.
Everywhere.
So,
yeah.
so the question is, Carl, how did you get into natural healing? What interests you so?
Yeah.
Well, the reason I got into natural healing and herbs and supplements was because I had a major health problem. I had a health
Wow.
problem that everyone in the United States probably has had a spat with at one time or another. I had some major sinus problems, and when I came to Georgia area, it just escalated.
Yep.
The pollen here in Georgia was crazy, and none of the doctors, nowhere I went, no one could help me. I took
Sure.
all kinds of Sinutab, you name it.
Antihistamines
And
and
nothing. The
all
only
of
thing
that.
that would work was Trimedic for maybe 6 hours, but that was just not enough. I was spending so much money on just that, and a friend of mine invited me to a herbal speech, and I went to this herbal speech, and they said, well, all you need to do is cut dairy out of your diet,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
of all,
yeah.
and
right.
and take a few of these supplements, and they gave me a few things that we sell at the stores called
Sure.
ALJ
Yeah.
and SNX,
SNX.
and everything changed. My whole life
That's right.
turned around in about 4 days,
That's
actually.
right.
4 days.
Problems I'd had all my life were just gone, amazingly.
So that was rather convincing.
It was very convincing, and my wife, right along with it, she had some major problems with hypoglycemia, and they told her, well, you need to start taking some licorice root and some chromium, some vanadium, different things. And the hypoglycemia went away. I mean, she was very moody before, and then after that, it was like a whole different person.
Right.
And it made everything greater. The relationship was greater. we got along together.
That's good.
Really good.
So that's very convincing. And, so we know about what you do now. What is the importance in your mind and in your life as far as food combining, even professionally?
Well, professionally, one thing that just about every customer that comes into the store, they have a problem with eating and digestive problems. And the first thing I give them is a list. I have a list of food combining rules, things that you should eat, when to eat it, how to eat it, and what not to eat. And dairy is one of those things that you definitely don't want to eat because it really messes up a lot of things in the digestive tract.
So you do that. So you're doing a great service. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. So, have you heard of the book Food Combining Made Easy by H.M. Shelton?
Yes, Food Combining Made Easy is one of our best-selling books in the store. Also, we sell Fit for Life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fit for Life is a great book. I love to give that as
It
an
is.
introductory book to people because it really, really helps them helps them to understand the principles of proper food combining. And there's also a book called Don't Drink Your Milk.
What's that one about?
Yeah, I know.
Don't Drink Your Milk is an excellent book about why dairy products are just not necessary for us in our diet. No animal out there after their weaning years, after they get to 3 times their birth weight, needs any milk from, and no animal out there drinks milk from another animal or another species, and it's just not necessary. We should all breastfeed our children until they're 3 times their weight, and after that,
that's it.
No more. No.
That's it. I totally agree. And audience, we cannot hear that enough. Here you have it from another person. We've been preaching this about not drinking cow's milk because we're not baby cows.
Yeah, and when we come back from the break, we're going to get ready to take a break. We maybe want a personal experience from Carl regarding food combining and body clock mechanics, maybe personally and his wife in that. But I believe now it's time
for a break. We're going to go on and take a break. And we will be right back. This is WCLK on 91.9 FM, Health Community Forum. We'll be back.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Hi, we're back from the break, and we're talking about food combining and body clock mechanics.
Okay, so I guess we want to move back into the show here. Let's see, should we open up the phone lines? Yeah, I think we'll open up the phone lines, give a little information, talk to Carl, and then get to the phones.
That's right.
So what we want to do is open up the phone lines to this important subject of food combining and body clock mechanics tonight. Please, won't you call with your question or comment? What I advise you to do is get a pencil and a paper out, jot down your question, and we want your input. The number here, you should know it by now, it's 404-880-9255. That's 404-880-9255. Your participation experiences and questions are what makes this show successful. So give us a call right now, and we'll get to you real soon.
What's that number again?
404-880-9255.
Okay, well, what we're going to talk about now, while we have a time, is body clock mechanics. Body clock mechanics deals with 3 distinctive phases in handling our food. The first phase is the consumption, and then we have assimilation to bring the food into our body, and then elimination to get rid of the waste of the food. Consumption is all about timing. The consumption phase is when we eat our food, and it occurs from 12 noon to 8 p.m. Digestive energy is strongest during the daylight period from 8 from 12 noon to 8 p.m., and that's when we should consume our heaviest meals. Assimilation is where we absorb, metabolize, process, and rebuild our bodies with the food we've eaten. And the assimilation phase is from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. The body's relaxed, and nutrients have been eaten or extracted from the food and are distributed to the cells. That's from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then elimination is when the body cleanses, rests, fasts, and renews itself. The elimination phase occurs from 4 a.m. to 12 noon. And body waste buildup through the day is flushed out through our eliminative organs, and the body is helped by consuming pure water and whole, juicy fruits that have the fiber and the liquids and vitamins and minerals to carry the food out. So, and then don't forget, total daily fluid intake should include at least 8-ounce glasses of pure water for the average diet, and that should be 2 glasses before breakfast, 2 sometime before lunch, 2 before dinner, and 2 in the evening. Or
don't drink with those meals either.
Drink before
That's
you
right.
eat, and you have to wait.
Don't drink with those meals.
You have to wait. You can take a sip if you have to.
A little sip.
Yeah, but
Tea, little
but you
piece of
don't
tea.
want to drink like 2 glasses of water after a meal. You want to wait hours depending on the type of meal you've eaten. And get these books.
And you're diluting the digestive juices,
And
the
causing
enzymes.
reflux into the
Big
esophagus.
problem.
Wow, we have some phones.
Yeah, and we're going to get a little personal from
Yeah.
you a little bit later in the show. But, Carl, you feel free to chime in when you got
That's
something
right.
to add. We're
All
going to have
right.
discussion here. Apparently,
That's
the folks are interested because we have some callers out
Okay.
there in Radio Land. Look, 880-9255, 880-9255. Come on, get on board. Join us on our discussion of food combining and body clock mechanics. We're going to go for our first caller for the evening. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Please make your comment.
Hi, good evening. Just finished a cleansing fast
Good.
and want to, first of all, ask the doctor about the Master Cleanse. What's your take on that?
Yep.
With the lemon juice, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper.
Cayenne, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think the Master Cleanse is excellent when you're ready for it. I think it also involves some bowel cleansing. And that really has to be emphasized when you're going on such a fast. You don't want to go on such a fast without a plan to have cleansing of the bowel, especially if you haven't been eating perfectly. So you want to go on a detoxification like with the Dowie Cleanse or LBS2 and Special Formula 1 or something like that. Those are herbal combinations that you can use to cleanse the body out. Then go on the Master Cleanse, keep the cleansing up. I think it can be excellent. It's not to lose weight, but it is to cleanse.
Right.
You know, no fasting per se is to lose weight.
Right. Well, I just finished the cleanse this past weekend, and I found that my eating habits have changed,
Yeah.
or at least my relationship
Yeah.
to food,
Food,
is
I like
somewhat
that.
different.
Yeah.
And
That's very good.
I think now may be a good time to continue with the food combining and whatnot. But after
great time.
going
Yeah,
into the slow
perfect.
process of fruits and vegetables, very small amounts of meat, what do you suggest at this time to keep forth the effort? Because I really feel good right now, and I
Right.
want to.
I think you want to keep your energy up, right? So that means when you wake up, you want to drink water, then you want to exercise, then you want to eat some whole fruit, okay, after that. Then it depends on where your energy is. If you're going to weight lift in the morning or you're in a very busy office, I may need some oatmeal mid-morning, you know, because that fruit can go through you pretty
Right.
quick.
Right.
Yeah.
I may need
Need a
some
little something
oatmeal.
more,
Oats
yeah.
have a lot of good protein, and or I may make a fruit herbal smoothie,
Right.
you know, with
Right.
rice milk and use some soy powder.
Right.
You have any
Right.
other suggestions?
Well, that's really a great
That's good,
combination.
yeah.
There, doing the fruit smoothing in the morning is excellent. It's just important to, after you drink that fruit smoothie, to wait approximately 30 to 45 minutes, especially if there are bananas in that smoothie. You want to wait about 45 minutes for that to digest.
Yes.
That goes right into the intestinal tract. And then if you have any supplements, anything that you like to take to help yourself, you want to take your supplements after that.
Okay.
Because remember, the fruit should really be alone.
Yes.
Even without supplements, Carl.
Yes.
That's a good point.
All right, we got a lot of callers. Is there anything else, caller?
Well, just wanted to see if there are any suggestions as to separating the water from the meals, because I'm one who like to drink a lot of water with meals.
You
and
have
I'm
to,
understanding that
Drink
that's not the-
before, sir. Drink before you eat, and
Get in
you-
that habit.
and don't forget, you really don't need meat per se. And chicken is a greasy bird, and eggs are fried fetuses. Let's move on.
Right. All right. All right. The number here is 880-9255, 880-9255. We do have a couple lines open. You can give us a call. We're going to go to our next call. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Please speak up.
Yes, Dr. Richardson, I suffer with diverticulitis.
Oh, yeah.
And I have problems with fruit.
Wow, you broke up. Can you try again?
Well, let's try to.
I believe she said she's having problems
diverticulitis
with fruit, and I hear that a lot. A lot of people have problems with eating
We'll
fruit.
try to answer that. Go ahead.
Yeah, diverticulosis, diverticuli are basically out pouches from the inner lining of the intestines associated with constipation. So to avoid it, you want to avoid constipation. And basically, the itis means that it gets blocked up at the opening, and you get inflammation of the tick, so to speak, the diverticulitis. And it's a very important disease. Now, you have to avoid seeds. Some people are like corn, popcorn, tomatoes, okra, strawberries. It's terrible, in that aspect. But you can't eat apples if you get rid of the seeds, see? And you can't eat mangoes, and you should eat a high-fiber diet.
That's right.
But you have to be very careful, and you have to understand your own sensitivity, and you have to do food combining perfectly.
Right, and one other thing I might add is melons digest a lot easier, and when you have the diverticuli, it still has fiber, but it's a softer form of fiber, and it's very good. You just have to make sure that you try and eat the foods in very, very small amounts, and not too many. When you have the diverticuli pockets, one type of fruit at a time, because you really don't want to complicate things at all.
That's very good.
And you can live with this. I mean,
well,
you can if you're disciplined with this, you can really live with it.
You can. You also want to remember, caller, in terms of any chronic problem like this, probably means that the other internal organs are not up to their optimum range. So you want to strengthen them, especially the liver, because if you got a chronic degenerative problem, a lot of times the liver is not filtering, pulling out the toxins, and you are toxic, maybe intestinal toxemia. The system may not be, like you said, assimilating its food correctly, so the food combining rules and all these body clock mechanics are extremely important. You almost want to walk the tight line.
Your liver is strained
yeah.
during times like this.
Yeah,
and
it's
of course, diverticular disease comes from a mechanical problem from constipation directly.
All right. Number here, 880-9255, 880-9255. We do have a couple lines open, and we invite you to get involved with us. We're talking about food combining and body clock mechanics, probably one of the single most important things you can do to improve your health right now. We're going to go to our next call. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
Hi, thanks. I was just listening to your program and got excited about hearing about food combination, because back in the late 80s, I read the book Fit for Life by the Diamonds, and it took me about a year, actually, to get through it all. But I started to put it into action, and for about 3 months, I just followed what it said.
Wow.
And I lost 32 pounds.
That is
3
great.
months. And everyone, well, I went to my doctor. He started to fuss at me because he thought I was doing Slim Fast or something. And when I told him what I was doing, he said, well, I'm hypertensive. And when I told him what I was doing, he took me off my medication. He said, as long as you're doing this, you don't need that.
Wow. Testimony.
Well, I was happy to hear. I've always tried to tell people about this, but some people look at me like I'm nuts.
That's true.
And so when I heard this radio program and I started hearing what you were saying, I sat straight up and said, he read Fit for Life.
Yeah.
So I think it's a blessing that you're on the air tonight talking about this. And I do start my mornings with fruit smoothies.
Yep.
I live by them.
Yes.
That is it. That's what I do every morning. And it's interesting, when I started
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
All right.
When I started food combining, I lost 30 pounds in about 3 months' time.
Really?
Everyone thought that I had some type of bad disease or something, and it's interesting. I tell most of my customers, don't be surprised if you lose about 10 to 20 pounds in the first month or two after you start food combining properly.
That's true.
Yeah. What a testimony. Wow. And then you had the similar experience, Carl, as this lady. All right, the number here is 880-9255, 880-9255, and we're having a lively, exciting discussion about something you can do for your health, and that's combine your foods properly and follow body clock mechanics. We really encourage you to pay attention to this and do it and get these books and read them. They'll really make a difference in your life. We are going to run to another call. The call number here is 880-9255. We do have a couple lines open, so give us a call. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering, what do you recommend for people that work like night shift and evening shift when their body clocks have different
You want to take that? Change jobs? No.
Go ahead.
Really, sometimes you have to take a look at your body and your life and say, well, hey, this is just not working for my body. You have to do that. But if you have to have that job and there's really no other alternatives, you really have to try and change your eating habits according to your job. When you get up in the morning, when you get up at night to go to work, you want to start your fruit at that time, right? Instantly and get that fruit over with quickly and wait about an hour. Sometimes it's slower. It's very slower digestion when you're working those strange hours like that. Do you work a lot of hours, or are you like working an 18-hour shift, or are you just working regular 8-hour?
Regular 8 hours.
Okay. Well, you should do fairly well by just doing the food combining and just changing the times according to your work schedule.
Okay.
Now, get the book Fit for Life. They go over that very well. In the morning, it's still important. You should start with something refreshing like fruit whenever you wake up, like Carl said. And in the morning, what time do you get in? Let's be a little more specific quickly.
Okay, about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. You should only eat whole fruit then. Don't come in eating dinner then. Make sure you eat your dinner in that time period as much as possible from 12 to 8. So probably you should eat your fruit, get out the way, and then eat a full meal before you go to work or sometime during. But you just get the book Fit for Life, because it'll really explain that to you, even for night shift.
Okay.
All right?
All right, thank you.
Thanks for calling. Number here, 880-9255, 880-9255. Food combining, body clock mechanics is the subject tonight. We're going to run to our next call. We really appreciate your participation tonight. The lines are remaining full, pretty full. So we do have a line or two open for you, though. 880-9255. We're going to take our next call. Caller, are you there? You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
Yes, I have a question I want to ask.
Yes, speak up, please.
All right. First of all, I've been an athlete, basically. I've been working out all my life. I'm 40 years old. I broke my ankle last year, and I gained a lot of weight. And for the first time in my life, I'm having problems losing it. I have a sister-in-law that's in Cincinnati, and I was talking about, because I have a brother-in-law that's really in a holistic thing up there, and I asked her about colon cleansing. She told me that she's dissected several colons, and there's no evidence of you having to clean the colon, because she's never seen anything in any of them. And I couldn't argue. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what to say when somebody says something like that to you. I mean, you know.
Well, what are the specifics? She dissected what?
She said that she have dissected several colons, and she's never seen anything in them.
What colons? Cadavers or humans or what? I mean, live humans?
I would imagine she was talking about humans. You know,
okay,
I mean, you know,
but we don't dissect. In medical school, we look at cadavers, and then otherwise we're in surgery. And before surgery, we clean the colon out with all types of stuff. In fact, that proves it right there almost, is that before surgery, we have to go lightly. We have to give the patient this. We have to give the patient that. Prep them, ad infinitum. So. And then if she's dissecting humans, is that in medical school or is she a doctor?
Oh, no, she's practicing now. I mean, I guess she's been practicing. I guess she's about the same. She's a little older than you are, but she's been practicing. And I was asking her about that, the proper way to do it, and that's when she told me that there is no...
Sir, what you want to do, there's a doctor, his name is Bernard Jensen. He's got a book, it's called Tissue Cleansing Through Bowel Management.
Right. What's his name?
Dr. Bernard Jensen.
Okay.
He's world-renowned. And basically, it's called Tissue Cleansing Through Bowel Management. And this book shows you all these different type of shapes of colons that are unhealthy, prolapse, shrunken down,
and constipated.
All this type of problems. So,
right, there are color pictures in that book. You can actually see the things that are coming out of the colon when you start doing proper cleansing. And the cleansing program that was mentioned earlier, the Master Cleanser, is an excellent program to try just to see the types of things that come out of your body when you start cleansing. In fact, the Tauhi Cleanse, when you start the Tauhi Cleanse program, the first 2 or 3 days, you see some things very dark, and you wouldn't believe some of the things in some of us that come out.
Okay. Well, now the next question I want to ask you.
Quickly,
All right,
Carl.
I'm going to get off the phone real
Yeah.
quick here. Since again, like I tell you, I never had any problems losing weight up until this point. What should I do?
Are you able to exercise now or not?
I was getting ready to do some road work when I get through talking to you. Yeah, I just started back.
Okay. I mean, just basically do what you need to do. Do your exercise every morning. Do your food combining and all that. Herbs, whatnot. But cleansing, exercise, consistent, persistent exercise.
You should get our newsletter.
And go on and get our newsletter. Call us out on hotline 696-3029,
Right.
404-696-3029. Get our newsletter. Get out there. Do some road work. Don't hurt yourself, but do exercise daily.
Yeah, make sure you have some cardiovascular exercise in there.
All right, thanks a lot, Doc.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, number here is 880-9255. We are going to run to another caller. Keep this thing going. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
All right, thank you. I have a question. My daughter is 17 months, and she's 15 pounds, and she's been diagnosed to having rickets, and the doctor's recommending that I need to fill her up with more calcium products, such as dairy products and milk. And
What type of diet has she been on? Has she been breastfed or not?
yes, she's still breastfeeding her.
Is she feeding very well?
No, from the breast, yes, but not food.
Okay. Has she taken any type? Well, first of all, dairy products are completely unnecessary. Period. Hands down. Now, she eat any other foods right now?
She will eat some lentils. She's a picky eater. When she decides she wants something, she'll eat it, and when she doesn't, she won't.
Can she eat vegetables now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, she needs loads of vegetables, and I would definitely give her a supplement. I would give her a vitamin D calcium supplement. Does she drink milk? Yeah.
No, she doesn't like it.
I'm not talking about cow's milk.
Oh, she drinks my milk.
Okay, your milk. Okay. Then
I tried that.
I would make smoothies for her, and I would add extra calcium with vitamin D, liquid calcium, vitamin D supplements from the health food store, make smoothies for her, okay? And I would bombard her with the necessary nutrients to reverse the rickets. And what type of food are you eating as the breast milk producer?
Right now, since she's been diagnosed, I've improved my eating. I'm eating lentils, vegetables every meal, fruits, and I'm taking a vitamin supplement.
Okay.
I'm also
Well, that's
taking
what
her castor oil.
Yeah, that's what you have
hot
to do.
liver oil. That's what it is.
That's what you have to do. You call us for our newsletter, 404-696-3029.
Okay.
And definitely you don't have to give her cow's milk. That's ridiculous. But you can, you need to get Nutritional Almanac. That book, Nutritional Almanac.
Yes.
And get the book, Pregnancy, Children, and the Vegan Diet by Dr. Clapper. Pregnancy, Children, and the Vegan Diet by Dr. Clapper.
All right,
All right, thank you very much.
All right, appreciate it. All right, we're going to run to another call. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
Thank you. I'm very self-conscious about my breath, and halitosis is something that I'm constantly trying to arrest. Sucking on candies, trying to chew parsley. I don't know if food combinations would help me arrest that problem.
Well,
according to my wife, I have the problem.
What do you usually eat for breakfast, quickly?
Cereal, and the milk is there, but it's just the 2%. If that makes it any less severe.
That doesn't make.
Use rice milk and start your mornings with fruit, and then eat cereal later. And how much water are you drinking?
I don't drink the adequate amount, but I do know that I need it and I consume it, but not.
Okay.
Not at the volume that I probably should. But if that's what you're suggesting that needs to be done.
That, and then you probably need your whole thing analyzed. And your whole dietary and lifestyle analyzed. And I would suggest you call us at our hotline number and get a further, deeper analysis. Because we would really need to get into your diet and whatnot, plus make sure you don't have sinus problems, or whatever.
We'd put you on a cleansing and detoxification program also, definitely.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that number again?
Okay, we have to go to a break now, and we have some lines open. You can still call us at
880-9255, 880-9255 with a 404 prefix.
That's right. So, we're going to go on a break, and we'll be back to continue this important discussion on food combining and body clock mechanics. This is Dr. Richardson, and Carl and John on WCLK Community Health Forum 91.9. We'll be right back.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
All right, we're back from the break. This is John Richardson, Dr. Richardson, and Carl from the Herb Shops. And we're discussing food combining and body clock mechanics tonight. And we're having a great discussion tonight about food combining and body clock mechanics.
That's right.
And, we're just kicking this thing around. And apparently people are interested because the lines are lit up again.
Hey, all right.
Lit up again. So let's go after it again, see what the next person has to say. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Yes.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
Okay. I had a real quick question about herbal appetite suppressants.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are they? What are they? Could you tell me a little bit about them?
Appetite suppressants, herbal appetite suppressants.
That's right.
Oh, well, there's a few appetite suppressants out there. One of the most popular is chickweed. Chickweed kind of curbs your appetite it kind of takes away your hunger. There's another herbal suppressant that's called spirulina chlorella. Those are actually, I really don't consider them a suppressant because actually what they're doing is satisfying what your body wants.
Nutrition,
all
yes.
the minerals and the vitamins that you need.
nutrition.
That's one of the most complete supplements that's available in the health food stores today. There's also things like chromium and licorice root. If you tend to crave sweets and sugars a lot, those things take away your sugar cravings because they feed your body natural insulin or what have you.
Yeah, and there's also what about an appetite suppressant with Gimensia or whatever it is? That thing?
Jemima.
Yeah, I don't. We always mispronounce
that.
But there's a whole lot, caller. And if you
you
call our hotline, we'd be glad to turn you on to where you can get the sources. And Carl's at his herb shop in Greenbrier and on Ponce de Leon, and they got all these type of products
and
also.
What I'm glad is that you guys didn't mention stimulants, herbal or otherwise.
Forget it.
That's not your first thing that we give people, and I think that's good. Even ephedra, you have to be careful with.
Yeah, that's definitely.
All right, caller.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to run to the next call. Caller, are you there?
Yes. I have two questions I'd like to ask. One about fruit juices. I, drink the fruit juices that are you get from the regular stores, and I was wondering, can you give me some suggestions about fruit juices?
Juices should be, again, we're going to stress this, juice should be fresh. So you have to have a juicer at home. There's only a few places in town that you can get fresh juice that you can buy. Arden's Garden is like the only place that I know of. I don't know of.
I don't really know of anywhere else.
That's it. It really benefits everyone to have their own juicer at home. We sell them at the stores, at the herb shop. You can come by. We have a very good one. It's not very high in maintenance or anything like that. It has an extremely good warranty. You can
Is it
come
the
by
Nature Sunshine one?
Yes, the Nature Sunshine. Juice Factory 2000.
And the problem with juice in a bottle is it's dead. In other words, the juice doesn't have any enzymes in it. In other words, it's kind of like flavored water with some kind of few vitamins in that,
and not enough water. What we use dead juice for in my home, we use it.
Smoothie.
No, we use rice milk. Now we don't use milk juice for smoothie. Yucca. But we use it to flavor water to coax our children to drink water. That's what it's good for. I mean, basically.
That's a new one. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
just 1 part juice, 5 parts.
All right, caller.
Can I ask you one other question?
Yes, quickly, please.
Books, the body, you were talking about the body clock mechanics. Is there a book that talks about that? Because you've talked about Fit for Life.
Well, Fit for Life talks about the body clock mechanics, when it's appropriate to eat certain foods, how to eat it. It's an excellent book. It covers just about everything. There's also a book on juicing, though. It's called Juicing Can Save Your Life, and there's also a book, Juicing for Life.
Yeah.
Both of those are excellent books.
There's a ton of books on
Yeah.
juicing, Norwalkers and that. All right, caller, we're going to have to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to go to another call. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
No problem. You mentioned several cleansing programs, and you also mentioned the book Fit for Life.
Yep.
Are those programs discussed in that book?
No. Get the newsletter.
Yeah.
The newsletter talks about that. That's
Yeah, and then you can drop by herb shops too.
Right,
You know.
yeah.
Or our office or
You know,
whatever.
there's a lot
yeah.
of references that you can get that. But definitely call us on our health hotline, and we'll give you information.
Yeah.
And where to go.
The Master Cleanser is actually a book. There's a
Oh,
book
okay.
called The Master Cleanser, and then there's a colon cleansing that talks.
No, who's that by? The Master Cleanser?
Christopher.
Burroughs?
Isn't it Christopher?
Stanley Burroughs.
Okay.
Karen
Stanley
says
Burroughs.
Stanley Burroughs.
Stanley Burroughs.
Okay. You also mentioned the Nutritional Almanac.
Yes.
Nutritional Almanac can be gotten at a large health food store or our office, and it's excellent.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. I'll run to another call. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Please make your comment quickly.
Good afternoon. How you doing today?
Good.
I was listening to the program on the way home from work, and
Great.
I realized that you guys have something against cow's milk. I'm a heavy milk drinker, and I like to know what the issue is with milk.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
First of all, cow's milk. Who do you think is designed to drink cow's milk, sir?
Calves.
Exactly. And cow's milk has 3 to 4 times more protein than human milk. Cow's milk has no iron as human milk has iron. Cow's milk has no place in human consumption, period, except for one purpose: to make money for cattle growers.
That's right.
That's it, period. Has no room, period. Now go on.
Yeah. I also might add, there's a study that's done on the prevalence of lactase deficiency in,
Right.
in the population group and healthy adults.
And lactase is the enzyme that digests milk, sugar, lactose.
Not 70% of American blacks are lactase deficient. That means we do not have the necessary lactase in our body to break down cow's milk or what have you, dairy products. It's very interesting that most people who come in my store, they have weight problems. They eat extreme amounts of cow's milk and dairy products, and I say, well, wait, you have to think about it. When a baby calf gets milk, it's basically to nourish that calf to its weight, the optimal weight that cow needs to get to become an adult. We don't need that kind of weight on our body. That's why human milk is much thinner. If you look at it, it's much lighter. Cow's milk has much more casein, which is very difficult to digest.
And allergy producing and cancer producing.
And
cow's milk causes leukemia in kids, and cow's milk causes type 1 diabetes in humans. Cow's milk should be eliminated from the diet. Period.
Also, cardiovascular illness is contributed by the fat in the cow's milk. All right, sir, we're going to have to run. Maybe we answered your question.
Thank you very much.
All right. Appreciate that call. We're going to take this call real quick. No, they left. So it is about time to wrap the show up. Any closing comments here? We got a minute or two.
We want to thank our guest, Carl Millender.
It's been a pleasure. I'm so happy that you guys had invited me over here. Anytime you want me to come back, I'll be happy to come back.
Definitely going to tell us where your herb shops are again.
Again, we're right inside the Greenboro Mall, right next to Richard's Department Store, and right in between Wachovia Bank and Richard's Department Store there. Also, we're located on Ponce de Leon, 736 Ponce de Leon, right across the street from the Kroger Shopping Plaza in Midtown. And I also might add that we have some other stores that are affiliated with us. The Stone Mountain Highway 78, Diane Saucier is over there. Also, Ardina, who's at Nature's Own Herb Shop, which is one of the sponsors of the show. And also in South DeKalb Mall, there's a little cart there.
Mm-hmm.
You can speak with Leslie Johnson there. She's excellent. She knows a lot about herbs and everything.
Good.
All right. So we're going to close out the show. Any closing comments, Dr. Richardson?
No, we just want to thank the audience for the great comments and questions, and we hope we've served you well today.
And also join us in 2 weeks, August 19th at 6 p.m. And what we're going to be talking about is life extension techniques. So you can join us then in 2 weeks For Dr. Richardson, this is John Richardson signing off on WCLK 91.9 FM. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace.